Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently running a huge deficit, and we may have to end up doing something about this. For the time being, this is mostly caused by subsidies for our urban centers and railways. Well, actually, no. Hang on a moment. Military goods are a big part of it. There's multiple factors adding into this, now that I look at it. Okay, well, we're going to tick forward here and see what this ends up looking like after a week tick. Okay, now a huge part of this is going to be because of this low market access. That market access needs to recover. And it mostly is, it looks like. I'm seeing some changes here. It looks like it's mostly ticking upward. That's good. That's very, very good. We're going to finish up our power plant construction here pretty soon. Yes, our market access is, I think, overall increasing. So that's good. Our subsidies are very expensive. However, they should be dropping somewhat. Now, what is costing the urban centers so much? I will say that off camera, and I probably shouldn't have made this change off camera, but I did. Off camera, I switched us from free churches over to state-run churches, because it said that the substitution was positive. It's no longer, well, it's now saying that the substitution to free churches is positive. Fair enough. So let's take a look at our urban centers, okay? Let's hop into Pomerania, and let's just see, or it doesn't matter where. We'll hop into Baden, and let's see what our urban center is consuming. It's processing wood and producing services. Okay. Noted. So, if we were to switch back to covered markets, the big problem there is glass and steel. Glass and steel are very expensive compared to wood. Indeed. Street lighting, of course, would increase our coal usage, although this would be electricity usage. So, street lighting here, I think, would be correct-ish once we get our power plants online. With electric lighting being off, what is our power plant, like, our power requirements here? Okay, noted. For the time being, we'll tick on forward, and I'm going to declare neutrality in this diplomatic play. We're definitely not interested in that right now. Okay. So we're going to finish up a bunch of our power plants here. That's fine. We've got a lot more construction to do, and we may end up having to pause our construction soon because of this. So, it is mostly subsidies at this moment. So, I think this comes down once again. Let's double check on our railways here. So, railways. Railways are still the most expensive thing here. So, engines. Noted. Now, we do have a bunch of motor industries that we're building right now. So this should help. Market access in Mecklenburg appears to be declining. Okay. Is that because our railway does not have population here? Like, it doesn't have employees? No, it does have employees. Okay. Good to know. Very good to know. Wait. It's popping back and forth. It's fully employed, but now there's all these vacancies. But we're still showing full employment. Is this a bug? This then disappears, and they're now fully employed again. So each level of railway should be producing 125 infrastructure. How much are we getting? We can actually check here. We're not getting that, that's for sure. We're getting 104.94 from electric trains. Interesting. We're seeing our market access increase. Mostly, across the board. Mecklenburg appears to be problematic. We'll see. For the time being, we're going to continue to work on our motor industries here. There's a secession movement growing. So, this is not really a problem. It's just Posen. So for the time being, that's reasonably fine. Our market access will improve. So are we having the same issue across the board here? So if we go down to our railway, 41.5k. So we're fully employed. Just keeping an eye on this as we tick through. Okay. I did see that pop in there for like 1 day as I paused it. We're producing 178.2. So a big part of the reason why we're doing that is I think input goods shortages here. So input goods shortages, yes, engines and electricity. So we're still running an electricity input goods shortage. Are we also running a coal input goods shortage? Because I'm wondering, our electricity doesn't seem to be going up as quickly as I would have expected. 2.44k is our sell orders here. And that's definitely not seeming to increase. Okay, so we should take a look at this. Our power plants have barely any employment. There's tons of vacancies here. So that's the primary issue there, although there's also engines input goods shortages. Noted. So we definitely need to continue constructing here. Now, unfortunately, we're still running a negative balance, even if we weren't constructing here. And that is due to our subsidies. So, we need to try turning off our subsidies for our urban center. We definitely do that. That will help. And that'll buy us time to finish up some of these motor industries. So we need to fix our input goods shortages. That's for sure. Engines. Electricity, we're no longer seeing an input goods shortage for. We're now seeing an input goods shortage for steel. But we're going to finish up a bunch of motor industries soon. Cool. There's apparently some devastation down over here. Fascinating. Okay, so this is not the Polish secession there. This is radical Scandinavia versus Scandinavia. We're going to declare neutrality. We're going to have to deal with the Polish secession here soon. For the time being, this should be okay. We have a lot of motor industries heading up. So that'll be done soon, but the Polish secession is going to start soon too. Looking at this, our number of radicals has dramatically gone back up. Okay, noted. And our number of loyalists has dramatically dropped as well. Okay, so there's also a revolution brewing from the petite bourgeoisie. This is not surprising. They can only go to 61%. That's fine for the moment. So our market access is kind of chilling. In order to fix the market access, what we really need is to finish up these motor industries and get those online. So obviously this secession has occurred. So we are going to crush the Polish secession. That's definitely a thing that will happen. And they have 15 that they can mobilize. Okay, so we're just going to mobilize, say, Hermann von Oldenburg here. And he's going to go advance the Posen front. There we go. That is the smallest number of troops that we can do. Oil has been discovered in Hanover. Okay. Does that mean that we can... Wait, do we have Hanover? No. Okay, noted. Cool. So this revolution is going to chill at 61. For the time being, that's fine. Looking at our input goods shortages, we're still running an engines input goods shortage. We're no longer running an electricity input goods shortage. So that's good. Very good indeed. We do need to deal with our market access, but I believe that as we finish up these motor industries, this massive motor industry expansion, we should start to see improvements there. In theory. So these guys are going to chill at 64. And for the moment, that's okay. We are going to crush this rebellion, no problem. And they don't really have a chance here. Assuming nobody joins in on this, which currently nobody has. So that's good. We are finishing up motor industries virtually every week. And that's very, very good. So, are we still running an engine's input goods shortage? The answer is yes, we are. We have some unproductive trade routes, and we're going to get rid of those. There we go. But this market access is definitely something that we need to deal with. But as I said, I believe that that's primarily due to this engine input goods shortage. Okay. So this will be improving over the next little while. We're going to be finishing up our motor industries construction soon, and we're working on our shipyards. This is fine, sure. And these guys are going to be chilling at 67 for the time being. Okay, Austria declared neutrality. Nobody's going to interfere in this. Actually, they backed down. Cool, so that's dealt with. No problems whatsoever there. So we're still running an engine's input goods shortage here. And we're going to finish up our constructions here fairly soon. So I'm just watching our gold reserves for the moment. Our subsidies have dropped in cost. That's great. So our motor industries are going to be done in, well, the longest is going to be 15 weeks. Noted. Okay. So these guys really, really want migration controls. And I suspect that's what's going on here. We should probably go ahead and enact this. I don't love it, but we'll get that done so that they're placated. Cool. And this will start dropping now. So we'll implement migration controls. I guess that'll be fine. France wants to enter an alliance with us. Done. Cool. So we can see our GDP is kind of plummeting right now. We've actually dropped below that of France, and the reason for that is this market access. This input goods shortage of engines is definitely hurting us a lot. But that should end up at least subsiding somewhat. Let's take a look quick at our costs for our railways. Yeah, the cost of engines has dropped a lot. That's very, very good. The cost of electricity has as well. And it's continually dropping. The price of engines is kind of ticking upward for the moment. But I expect as we finish up these motor industries that will help. So we're going to continue working on our auto construction for a little bit here. We're going to finish up our motor industries. And we do need to pay down our deficit. Or rather, pay down our debt. There's no doubt about that. Our construction is basically the entirety of our deficit at this point. So things are looking much healthier for us economically. That's great. But we're not quite where we want to be just yet. Now keep in mind, we can always cut tax, or rather increase taxes and cut wages if we need to. For the moment, I don't feel like that's strictly speaking necessary. We're going to be finishing up our motor industries very shortly. And our shipyards are going to be finishing soon as well. We're expanding a lot of railways, which makes sense given our market access woes. So that'll be okay. Still running an engine input goods shortage right now. But is that going to continue to be the case? Maybe. Radios have been unlocked. Cool. So that was a production method there. Let's see here. Buildings. What do we got here? Electrics Industries can now do radio production. Done. Not like we're going to need a lot of that right now, but that'll do for the moment. Our livestock ranches are going to be on mechanized slaughterhouses and electric fences, since apparently some of these are not on the top production method. Okay, noted. So we'll get that switched on over. Cool. And our construction has dropped off a little bit. That's fine. So our economy is beginning to recover. And our standard of living actually dropped quite a bit as well, which isn't great, but a lot of that is just due to this market access. We're working on it. We're still rocking that input goods shortage for engines. So here's a question. Are our motor industries employed? The answer is no, they are not. They're also running an oil shortage, so that oil input goods shortage is hurting us. I would like to import some oil from Scandinavia and Austria. I really wish that we had a way to produce it ourselves. If only we could take over Hanover. That would be awfully nice. They're currently genial towards us. They would actually accept a customs union. Done. Okay, so that's absolutely great. They accepted our customs union. They would not accept being made into a protectorate as of right now. But this seems fine. Okay, so can we get cheaper oil with that customs union? I mean, this is all pretty crappy oil levels. How much oil do we actually need? A lot. Noted. Okay, so we're not doing a huge amount of construction right now, and that's probably for the best. Hanover wants a defensive pact. Done. Confederation with Hanover. Yes, this is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted. Hanover wants in. One step closer to unification. Boom. And just like that, we're so much stronger. We need to immediately work on oil rigs everywhere we can. We honestly want to just max this out. There we go. Maximum oil influx. Done. Yes, that's going to hurt us a lot in our finances in the short term. How long will these take to construct? 15 weeks. It's a bit of a yikes. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on our credit. 57.7. Okay. Noted. 57.8. Okay, I'm just keeping an eye on that. For the time being, this will be expensive. But we'll keep an eye on it. 12 weeks to go. 58. Okay, looks good-ish. Looks good-ish. We're going to need more engines, probably, but just fixing our oil input goods shortage should go a long ways towards that. Pasteurization has been unlocked. Okay, so we can definitely work on another tech here. We'll go for conveyors. And we should be able to upgrade some of our production types. So food industries, baking powder, patent stills. We want these to be publicly traded for now. Textile mills will go down to electric sewing machines, elastics. We're going to have to go through all of these because we just got Hanover. So that will be fine for the moment. We'll just make sure that all of these are down at the bottom here for the moment. We can actually switch over to houseware plastics as we get our oil underway. Rotary valve engines and publicly traded. Publicly traded here. We actually can't switch over to publicly traded, but we should be able to now. Yes. Okay, synthetics plants will go for rayon. For steel mills, electric arc process, rotary valve engines, and publicly traded. For our motor industries, rotary valve engines, absolutely. For shipyards, steamships, and Civilian shipbuilding seems fine, actually, for the moment. We could go to, like, some level of military shipbuilding. There we go. For our electrics industries, that's fine. For our munitions plants, I want to have them be on publicly traded. Our urban centers should be fine as they are. Coal-fired plants and publicly traded. We will move down to oil-fired now that we have a source of oil. But for our government administration, we will swap these on over. I didn't necessarily mean to do that, but that seems okay. Philosophy department, secular academia, cool. We're going to have to go through everything in here as well. So our rye farms will bring on down. Cool. So obviously, some of this is going to be somewhat expensive to swap over. But it should ultimately be very, very good. So we'll get all of that done. And I'm hoping that we can get some of this production, specifically oil production, done before we run out of cash. That's what we're hoping for. Chainsaws, electric sawmills, rail log carts, and publicly traded. So our fishing wharves will switch to refrigerated rail cars, or actually, refrigerated storage? Yeah, refrigerated storage will be fine. And publicly traded. Our oil rigs will be on combustion oil derricks, tanker cars, and publicly traded. Cool. As far as our military goes, we're just going to bump these down as far as we can, although we're going to be running on wound dressing, so I don't want to pay for opium right now. We can swap that later if we feel that that is necessary. Okay, that all looks good. For ports, we want these to be on industrial ports, most likely. Actually, anchorages seem to be potentially the best for the moment. And let's switch our railways over to publicly traded, but we'll keep subsidizing them. I think that may save us some cash. Okay. So our oil rigs are underway. I'm concerned about our current finances. That's for sure. Our market access is still not the greatest. So we may have to pause construction, but even that is not going to solve our issues. I think at this moment, we have to bring our taxes back up and our government wages back down. We do have the petite bourgeoisie mollified right now. So I think that's reasonably okay. That cuts our deficit dramatically, which is good. That's very, very good. And we're going to start finishing up some of these oil rigs in about 7 weeks here. So I'm keeping an eye on our credit max. We're about 1.2 million away here. Okay. It's a little bit grim. Let's check in on our engines resource here. Okay. Ooh, this dropped. So we are about to default on our debt. We have to pause our construction. And we are barely making money, even with our taxes flipped around. So, why is this happening? Goods for military buildings is a big part of it. Noted. But we definitely have to pause our expenditures for the moment. Okay, this is improving. Cool. I'm wondering what exactly happens if we do default on our debt, though. That'll be interesting to find out. Okay, now we're in debt again with our constructions paused. So, I really, really don't want to unsubsidize our railroads. I feel like that will create more problems than it will solve, but we can try it. So we hop in here. And not all of these were subsidized. We'll unsubsidize our railways for the time being. This is probably going to hurt our market access pretty dramatically. We'll see. But that is saving us money. We do need to fix this market access. No doubt about that. We are still running an engines input goods shortage. We're also running an oil input goods shortage, although now we do have some oil. So that's helpful. Our construction sector is mixed right now. We'll switch over to steel frame buildings. There we go. And I would very much like to get these oil rigs, or some of them anyway, finished. So we're currently running, we have an investment pool of about 265,000. Noted. And we're watching our credit decline dramatically, and I think that that's happening probably because of our market access. Okay. Well, there's landing craft unlocked, sure. It is, at this point, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We also see language in the classroom. Sure. Plus assimilation seems good. So we'll go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. We can actually get a consumption tax in here, like luxury clothes. Or actually glass. We'll do glass. There we go. And next episode, we will see about bringing down this credit amount that we've got, and hopefully getting our oil building back up. I think that oil is our primary bottleneck at this point. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.